Hello, everyone. So a lot of you will be using your SVG files exactly the way I'm going to do today. But do not fret if you do not have a cutting machine for the project that we're making today, which is called Envelope Surprise or Envelope Surprise. There are how-to videos included in your purchase on how to make this manually. I always have to do everything manually before I send it to Sandy so she can make an SVG file. So I always record myself doing it with using a ruler and a craft knife, okay? I want everybody to be able to make this. You can make several of these ahead of time and then decorate them and all that, and you just have the perfect, cutest, funnest gift ever. All right. Let's get started, guys. I'm changing the camera view. Enough of me for today. So check this out, guys. I have everything cut already for this amazing project. For those of you who have not seen the envelope surprise project, I did my video and I didn't put anything back. It's this little pop box, pop cube. This cube, you know, you've all have probably made it already, right? But I did something a little different. I did shaker windows and photo windows. All right. So you can make and the photos are interchangeable. Typically, when you make this box, you glue the photo on and that's it. You have no other, that's it. That's all you get. But you can leave this on your desk all the time now because you can switch out your photos. I think this would even be cute to switch out a calendar and then do a calendar and a photo, you know, of that month or something like that, or your favorite quote for that month, and it would be a super cute calendar piece. So I think it's super cute, guys, really cute. All right, so it goes in this little bumper insert that I made. This is also a card, okay? A card. Don't make this card by yourself because they'll be like, what the heck is Kathy making? You must make it with a cube, all right? You can put 2 cubes in here if you want. Let me cut a piece of white paper so you can see the card portion of this project. So there's a little slot so you can write a card, a sentiment as like you would a card. Okay? Just like you would a card. So this piece, so this is how it works, folks. You can stamp your sentiment on here, then you can sign it just like you would a card. So this little piece goes, oh crap, I cut it wrong, did I? Did I glue this down? Oh, whew. I cut it just one too big. Hang on. I think that's too small, but I just want to show you. So again, let's go back to the beginning. You can slide your little note in here. And I don't know why it's not sliding for me today. I could have put glue in the wrong places. So we'll talk about that while we're gluing, because that's important. See, like I glued here. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh my God, Kathy. All right. Well, anyway, you slip that through there. You can stamp your sentiment on there. And then when you pull it out, you'll see the pretty paper. All right. So you can make 2 of these and put them in here. I just made 1. I did a Velcro closure. Right, so make sure your bumpers are engaged. And this is your little pull tab. You can write a message here, you know, pull here, but I think it's pretty obvious, right? And then it goes into this envelope. You can mail it in this envelope or take this and stick it in a puffy envelope if you want, and done. All right. You can also slip a gift card behind there. There's enough room. Just be careful. Don't glue where you're not supposed to glue. And we'll talk about that when we get there. All right. So then you pull and poof, you get this little cube, which I think is so fun. I love it. And if you pull harder, you get more drama, especially if you make 2 cubes. All right. So we're going to start with the insert. If you have your SVG files, and you can get those in my shop, you get this file. You see that? This is the insert file. It scores it for you and everything, okay? There's some instructions in there on how to convert the cut lines to score lines, because I don't know why, but Cricut always changes the score lines to cut lines, which is highly annoying. So for those of you who have a Cricut, Silhouette, whatever, there's instructions to convert these back to score lines, okay? Then you get your you cut, this is your piece A, and this is your piece B. You cut your piece B. You also get your matting files for your piece A. Can you imagine having to mat this by hand? You can do it, absolutely, but you don't have to because you have your matting files. All right, so here is the insert. Literally, if you got your SVG files, you fold on the score lines. How spoiled are you guys going to get? When I don't have a SVG file for you, you're going to be like, I don't want to cut. Where is the SVG file? You need and you'll see this in your cutting guide, you'll need a piece of acetate cut to size. All right, and all you have to do is choose pattern paper. All right, I'm making an Easter one. I think this is a super cute Easter gift to give to bigger kids that don't get baskets, right? That don't really want a basket. They'll have candy, but not a basket. So this would be cute if you do a little gift card for Easter for your bigger kids. What do you think this for Easter for the bigger kids? So you've got this fun little piece here. I mean, even the little kids would like it too, but every little kid wants a basket, so don't replace the baskets. I'm going to glue this down, easy peasy. All right, so insert and then the mat. And again, if you do not have a cutting machine, in the videos, when you pick up the cutting guide and video combo, you will see the instructions on how to cut it manually in your project folder. Okay, so please don't think that you can't make this if you don't have a cutting machine. So you're going to put glue all over this puppy. You can ink it if you want. This is an Easter one, and I'm using my Easter paper. I think it's called Bunny Hop or Bunny Trail. Sorry, I can never remember the name of anything. Forgive me. I can totally see Patty making a ton of these for Christmas. Patty always makes the cutest Christmas little goodies with gift cards in them. All right, there's that piece. And then you get this piece. Especially that you can do the little note. You can also do, you know what's super cute? I've never made one, but I'm going to. You can do the cube and like one of those, God, what do you call those? Those butterfly things? The butterfly pop-ups things. Maybe I'll make one and make sure it's to size to put it here. I have to look that one up. I've never made it, but I've seen it. Oh crap, this is the wrong one. Green goes for something else for the back side. Here we go. So this is the paper collection I'm using, Bunny Hop. If you're interested, it's on my website. Gosh, I really hope you all get this because I think this is a must-have. It is. And then you get the little bumper files here. There's a larger one and a smaller one. You can do different, change the colors around if you want. I personally like it all the one pattern so it doesn't look too choppy. Okay, but it is entirely up to you guys. And you'll see why I say that in a minute. Because on the back side, I do a different color. So I don't want all sorts of teeny tiny bits of pattern everywhere. Now we're sticking the mats for the back. All right, I did this green color for the back. Whoopsie, over here. Focus, Kathy, this way. So this will be the contrasting color that you may want. Because this is what you're going to see. The other pattern will be on the inside. Now, if you don't get stuck trying to figure out pattern paper, then you should go through this pretty easy. Sometimes choosing pattern paper is where some of us get stuck. Uh-oh, Faith doesn't want to get out of the bath. She gives her dad such a hard time, which is kind of comical when they fight. I wish you could hear it. She's so bad. Whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. This one just wants to misbehave on me. All right, so this is where you need your acetate. Okay, and I have mine cut already. And you're going to put some tape on this. I have to tell you that I bought a package of acetate at Michael's because I ran out and it's all scratched up. Has that happened to you guys? It's so scratched up. I'm so annoyed. So 1/8" tape for this acetate piece, please. Can you see this stuff on the white desk? Forgive me if you can't. I don't have any paper. The paper I normally work on is beige. So you normally can see the white contrast. But here's the acetate piece. So this is in your cutting guide. So there's my acetate piece. You're going to add it to the back of your bumper insert. And this is another case after we attach the acetate to consider pattern paper again. Okay. Another instance to consider the pattern paper. All right, so that goes there. Everything is sized perfectly. Okay, you should not have any trouble whatsoever. Zero trouble. Okay, so here's where you consider pattern paper again. All you're going to see is here and here. So if you want 2 messages, right? 2 messages, you can do, you know, something that has lots and lots of pattern. And I'm going to do this one. And I'm just doing here and here. What size is that? This will be just fine. Let's see if I cut it well that I get something good in the window. I think I got to recut. I'm doing a different pattern here, which is why I'm not worried about this. All right, so if I do, what do I get down here? I get the bunny head, which looks like the top of that bunny head, which I do not like. If I cut here, I'll get basket, butterfly, and bunny head. But I don't get the cross. I want the cross here. I don't get the cross here either. Okay, so let me think. And this would be at... All right, so again, I did it again. I think I like this one better, even though it covers the bunny. How crazy is that? Even though the bunny's cut out. I like the butterfly and the flower there. Yeah, I think we're doing this one. And there I get the cross if I move it over some. I actually get a lot of the cross if I move it over a lot. Yeah, I like this. I like this better even though the bunny's cut off. I'll live. So these pieces are, when you cut your mat, this comes out. So I'm just going to flip this over and put these back here. And we'll have that poking out of the back. Little butterfly action there. Okay. So let me measure here because I do not want to add too much bulk to this. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down this away. Okay, so hang in there, peeps. All right, and that's going to go right there in the middle. So let's glue this down. Let me just double check again. Yep, I'm good. So I'm going to glue this down completely. You can use a blank paper. You don't have to, have pattern if you don't want to. I also show you matting, all right, in the videos for your frames. By the way, if you have this little number, I made my frames with this if you want the round inside edge. Okay, that's the envelope punch board. And I'll show you right here. This is with the envelope punch board. I didn't frame that one out, but I framed this one out. I made 2 of these. These are so freaking cute. So I did that. And now, I have to be careful with this one because I got this one wrong the other time. So now I'm going to stick these in there. And you can use the paper all the way across. You don't have to do this that I'm doing, okay? You do not have to be cuckoo and do what I'm doing because, you don't. Just cut a mat all the way across and you're done, okay? It's entirely up to you. But, this kind of makes it fun. So I like playing with pattern paper. I enjoy it. I show you how to use your punch board. I give you measurements on how to use your punch board exactly to do a mat and to make the cubes. Okay? The rounded cube optional window is what I call it. Love it! Isn't that adorable? All right, so let's talk about glue placement. We want our note. Let me get my note because I screwed that up and I don't want to do it again. I don't want to make the same mistake. So where is my note? I lost it again. Let me get another one. What a dork. I don't know what I did with it. All right, so I'm cutting my note again. What would be my note card. And I cut this to 8 1/4. Let's see if I want it smaller or longer. Longer or shorter. No, I like 8 1/4. Okay, so you want to put your little note in there. And I think I can go, yeah, see, 2 3/4 inches was right. I'm going to do it. Instead, I glued in all sorts of wrong ways. So, by the way, this note card is 2 3/4 by 8 1/4. And you can round the corners here, and I use this corner rounder at the 1/4 inch on the 1/4 inch side. All right, so that's how the note goes, guys. So when you put the note in place, oh, that's what I did. I put glue right here. Aha. So put the note card in place. This will tell you where you need to glue. Okay, I see what I did now. And don't put a lot. All you want to do is really seal the perimeter of this thing, okay? Don't make the mistake I made. And ta-da! Just glue it down in place. This is not a mat. It's exactly the same size, okay? I forgot something. I did it again. Yeah, don't glue it yet. You know what? I'm going to glue it, but I'm just going to take the glue off the top, okay? Just a little bit off the top because I don't want it to be lumpy bumpy. Okay, so I glued it down. I just don't have it sealed right here, okay? Right here, because I have to put an insert there. I have to put this little tab in there. And you want to put that, you can put it after you, before you put the pattern paper, but I like to sandwich it in between this and the pattern paper and all that good stuff. All right. Okay, so there's your little note card. What do you think, guys? See, so it'll slip in and out just easily as long as you glue where you're supposed to glue. So this last piece that I'm going to attach, you cut this manually, and I got to see what letter that is. I'm going to say it's C. Makes sense? No, can't be. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look at my cutting guide. Oh, that's B actually. That's B. Okay, because A is this piece and the back piece. I tell you to cut 2 of these, okay? So one you make into this fabulous little design, and the second one is the plain one. All right, let me just make sure it hasn't glued together. Okay, good. All right, we're good, people. So I'm going to cut my little piece manually. All right, and you have that measurement in your cutting guide. I probably cut it already, but who knows? Alrighty. And I am going to score very quickly. You guys do not mind. And then I tell you to, why not? And I'm going to round the corners opposite the lower score line. Let's do that. So this is your little pull, Right, and this goes inside, right in there. You don't want to go past the score line, okay? Don't go past the score line, and you want to center it. Let me find my ruler, and I'll get a quick, oh, it's perfectly centered. Perfect, perfect. So I'm just going to get some glue right here in the front and in the back. So you're going to insert it by that 1/2 inch. Do not forget. And you'll know if you did it wrong because you'll see the black poking out. And you don't want that. You definitely do not want that. Okay, and you'll mat this. And we'll cut some mats in just a minute. And then we'll cut a mat for the back. So now I will mat the back. Now it's perfectly sealed. And I'm going to use this one. Oh no, it's too small. Well, I could actually. Why not? Why cut it down? I'm going to cut this to 1/2 inches. Can't remember what this is. 4 1/4. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch strips in this. And then I will add the other paper and it should fill in the space. I may have to trim the other one down just by a hair. Okay. I do have to round these corners at the bottom. And this one here at the bottom. Let's glue this in. How many of you are crafting with me? You hardly ever craft with me, but I'm curious, darn it. And you have to do the top 2. I just love giving myself a hard time, don't I? I just love it. You know. So now I'm going to put this piece in place and I'm just going to cut it. Let's see what I got. I've got 7 1/2, so I'm going to cut it at 7 1/4. So I can get a nice little mat. There we go. Very cute. Very, very cute. All right, there's the back all done. And now we're going to do those top matting. I'm going to use one paper for that completely, just one. I'm not going to do a bunch of different papers. And I'm in love with this green. Yeah, I really love this green color. And I'm going to do the same both front and back. Because that's what I like. By the way, the original one that I made is using Remember the Magic paper collection, which is mine as well. You can find that on my website. Also, okay, this is going to go quickie. I love the green for Easter. Reminds me of fresh grass. Oh, speaking of fresh grass, my tulips. We had a cold spell here in Pensacola, and my tulips went to you know where. I was so annoyed. So annoyed. My poor little tulips. They were so beautiful. They were blooming. And then, boom, 35 degrees for 2 days. All right. Look at how cute. I'm leaving the cube for last because it's the most fun thing to do. All right, that's done. Done, guys. Done. I'm going to put that to the side, let it dry. Let's do the envelope, and then we'll do the cube. Okay, so easy peasy envelope. You get your cutting files for your envelope as well. I say cutting files, but they're not cutting files. If you have your scoring tool in your Cricut, it will score. I have the old tool. I don't use the new wheel. I have it, but I don't find that it scores as nicely as the stylus. And you guys can correct me if you think otherwise. I'm curious. I'm curious to know. Okay, getting my tape on. So this piece is your, let's see, on your cutting guide. Whoopsie. This is your D piece. Okay, so this is D. And then E and F. Okay, I know what I'm doing now. So D, these are your E pieces. Whoopsie. See how that goes? Tape for this goes on the bumpy side. For this, tape goes on the dented side. All right, just making sure I got that right. And over here, oh well. He gave her 5 more minutes. Well, a lot more minutes. So cute. And the files are already mitered and tapered for you. So how wonderful is that? All right, so let's fold that back and burnish. So the nice thing about this is that you don't have to do any of the angles. It just cuts everything out for you. But again, in the project folder, you have videos on how to do all of your angles, all of the measurements, everything you need. In case the lights goes out, just print everything out and remember the steps, and then you can do it all yourself. So you want to glue this down right at the score line, okay, right at the score line. Don't go over the score line, okay, because there's just only a teeny tiny bit there. You see that? So you want to be right at that score line. You want to line it up right with the edge. You don't want to see any of the edge, okay? Just go slowly and carefully until you line everything up beautifully. So right with the edge, guys. Right at the edge. And I need to take off my glasses soon because I can't see close up. All right, and now this piece goes on top, but in order for me to get this right, I have to flip it over and do it this way. So it can be perfectly centered. Otherwise, I won't get it right. Right there and right there. Okay, that is perfect. Hang on there, peeps. Okay, now that's perfect. So once I do that, then I hold it into place. I remove the tape backing, and then I stick it down. Because if I do it the other way, I'm never, ever going to get it right. Okay? And because we have all of our files cut, so envelope is done, my friends. Done! Because we have all of our files cut, I can just mat. Isn't that exciting? So matting, matting, matting. Can't decide if I want to do this. Oh, I'm going to do this and this. Okay. Matting, matting. How easy is this? Whoopsie, too much glue. When I get too much glue on my paper, I just kind of do that and clean off the excess. That way I don't ruin everything. I'm going to do a Velcro closure on this. I'm not doing a magnet. I have these clear Velcro pieces that I've had forever, so I'm using that. So I'm not worried about magnets or anything like that. But you can do magnets. You can also do, which would be adorable, what do you call that? The button closure, but I would do it this way, okay? And you can do a bow in the front, would be adorable. The button and string closure, you could do all sorts of closures. And then this one goes in the front, right here. So isn't that just so cute? This is pretty fabulous. All right, and now for my pattern paper here, same one as the top. That is adorbs. Adorable. The one thing I will tell you guys, we have to go over, which is important. When you're doing this manually, for some reason the score lines are not so crisp as they are. You don't really see a bumpy side, which then in turn doesn't give you that pouch-like effect that I talked to you all about. You will, if you just seal your envelope, you're not going to have that pouchy feel that I talk about, and you need the pouchy feel. So what I want you guys to do is, I want you to put glue on the edge of your envelope here, and I want you to glue it down, but I want you to give it a little bit of I want you to put your finger under it, right? Put your finger under it and then glue it like that, because you want a little bit of room in there, okay? You need the room. So put your hand under it and glue it. That's what I'm trying to say. And then you'll see that you'll get that pouch effect. Again, oops, just make sure it dries before you let it go, okay? You'll get that pouchy effect. You don't have to do this when you score manually, because when you score manually, it gives you like a little channel, if that makes sense. You can feel the bumpy side. With the Cricut, you can't feel it. So it doesn't give you that raised effect that you need. I hope that's making sense. So you want it to be like that, kind of pouchy. You see that where you can see? Oh, there you go. There you go. You want that. And then when you put this piece up, you want to make sure that you don't ruin the pouch, all right? You're going to do it very lightly. So here, here, here. It's the only place I'm putting the glue. And you're going to put it down very lightly. Don't flatten everything down, okay? This is important. Your insert will be really tight if you don't do this little pouchy thing. Okay, and there you have it. Envelope done. Give me a thumbs up if you love the project. Give me a thumbs up if you love Paper Phenomenon. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, please. Thank you very much. No, I am not inking the edges. No, because I don't want to. I really love this paper the way it looks without ink. So I decided to forego the ink. All right, so now for the pop box. You need rubber bands. I use 2 rubber bands because I have this package of teeny tiny rubber bands. By the way, I'm looking for clear rubber bands. I haven't searched. Why did I tell you guys this? Now I'm not going to have any clear rubber bands, because the next one we're going to do is, if we have clear rubber bands, I'm going to do acetate in these windows here, and then we'll put like a little ticket of something. It has to be something that's flat, and you'll see it floating there on the rubber band. Don't buy all the freaking clear rubber bands, people. All right, so if you are using your SVG files, please note, this is very, very important. In your cutting guide, I tell you to score on 4 sides at a 1/2 inch. You're going to look at your SVG file and say, what the heck, Kathy? There's not room for a 1/2 inch score line here. That's because if you watch the videos, we have to go back and cut down the flap to 1/4 inch in order to get the frame properly sized using this baby. All right, you'll see that in the videos, okay? Make sense? So when I didn't add tape on purpose for this to show you guys. You have a 1/4 inch side, and then you have 3 1/2 inch sides. Okay, let me cut my acetate pieces because I forgot to do that. So we could see I did cut my piece already. I knew I did it. So I can have all of that done and ready to rock and roll. If you're doing 2 of the shaker inserts, shaker windows, then you need 6 pieces of acetate. If you're doing just photo windows, you need 4 pieces of acetate. Okie dokie. Where did I do my acetate? Where are you? Here we go. And all of those measurements are in your cutting guide. I love to hear my Faith talk. It just totally warms my heart. Can you guys hear her talking? Just so cute. All right, so I've got my 6 pieces of acetate. I'm going to quickly add my tape. I should have pre-taped this. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm going to pre-tape. So clearly you can see the 1/2 inch sides. Those are the ones you want to put the 3/8 inch tape or 1/4 inch tape if you want. And the 1/4 inch side, so the 1/2 inch side, you're putting the tape on the dented side, On the 1/2 inch flaps, you're putting the tape on the dented side. On the 1/4 inch flap, you're putting the tape on the bumpy side. All right? So once again, if you're on the 1/2 inch flaps, you put the tape on the dented side. On the 1/4 inch side, you put the tape on the bumpy side. And I'm saying that slowly for me because I say the total opposite at times. So just taping this up, my friends. I got a few more to go. And once you cut on an angle, you just have to clean it up once because you can just keep on using the other side. See that? You don't have to worry about cutting over and over on angles for these already tapered corners or mitered corners in this particular case. I'm also going to do tape here. So your tape for here, my friends, will go on the dented side. Okay, dented side for this. If you do not have the files, do not worry. I show you how to cut this exactly to size in my videos. So please do not think that you cannot make this project. The only difference is that when you're cutting manually, you will be starting off with a rectangular piece of cardstock to create this shape. When you have the SVG file, it cuts the shape out for you. Okay, so literally all you have to do is tape, 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 tape. So tape on the dented side for this piece. And here. And here. Finish. Please note that I really want end-to-end coverage of tape. Do not skimp on the tape, please. Please, please, please do not skimp on the tape. All right, let's put this together, guys, which is fun. So you want your two pieces to go in this assembly line, as you can see here. This is not a mirror image project. This is a no. This is the yes. All right. You're going to notice there's a score line here going in the diagonal. All right. So you're going to flip this over and you're going to fold in, out, and then in again. Okay. So you should be able, we're on the bumpy side here. You should be able to see the tape when you fold on the flap. So in, back, and in again. The ½ inch, the triangles should be a mountain fold. See how they're forming a mountain? See that? If you flip it over onto the tape side, these are forming a valley. All right, see how it's going in. All right, and you're going to do the same exact thing to this piece. Be very, very careful when you're folding on the flap, okay? I've done this a few times, so I kind of feel it. Sometimes when you fold on a score line, even though there's a score line there, you may fold a little wonky. Has that happened to you guys? It has happened to me. So what you want to make sure is when you're folding on your score line, you fold it, but before you burnish, make sure that everything is lined up and that your score line doesn't go a little wonky, okay? Make sure of that. This is the, hello, Kathy. This is I think it's called the right angle tool, and you find it on Etsy, and the Etsy shop is Darlene by Heart, okay? All right, so you can burnish if you want once you're absolutely sure that your score lines, that everything lines up. This piece and this piece here, okay? You want to make sure that that lines up. Now, here, your center will be a mountain. See that? And then you fold this way and this away. So it's kind of like the hidden hinge binding system. You see that? And that's how you fold there. Same deal with this here. You want to make sure before you really crease on those score lines or you reinforce your crease, right, that everything lines up beautifully. Because if it's happened to me, I'm sure it's happened to you guys where you fold and your score line is wonky. Okay, back to the assembly line, right? Our little airplane is going to the left, all right? It's going west. Now we've got tape here, right? Go ahead and fold on that score line. And you want this to go right on top. And the way that I do this is to flip it back so that I can do it this way. Because otherwise I will not get it right. And to make sure that I have it right, I fold everything into place. Make sure everything lines up before I remove my tape backing and set it into place. Okay, hopefully that helps. Okay, and then flip it back. All right, so now is rubber band time. So in your videos, I tell you that I use a number 32 rubber band. 32 rubber band, and these are 3 inches wide, right, by 1/8 of an inch. You can use hair ties, all sorts of things. I love rubber bands because they're flat, okay, because they're flat and it lays nice and flat where you need it to lay nice and flat. Okay, so you want to fold this up, and then you want to place your rubber band in what I call the hidden hinge. Okay, right there. See that? Right in there. Then once you get it in there, you want to make sure it's nice and flat. You're going to pull both tape backings off and you're going to stick it down. Okay? So let me just pull one tape backing off so I can set it into place. So you don't want it to be on the crease, right? You want it to be at the crease or at the score line. Okay. And then remove the other tape backing and fold back right onto the rubber band. Okay, and there you have it. Rubber band attached. And definitely 100% burnish this piece right here. So because my rubber band, so here's where we talk about length, darling. Because my rubber band is a 3-inch rubber band, if I stretch this all the way over here, my cube, it's going to collapse. It won't be a cube. It'll be a crushed cube. Okay. So what I do is I use 2 rubber bands. I lost my other rubber band. No way. Come on, cat. Don't be ridiculous. Ay. Where is it? Oh, well, I'll get another rubber band. It'll turn up. So I literally just do that feed and loop thing. I don't know what kind of knot this is called, but this, and then pull through. Okay, and that's it. I've got my rubber band. So before you flip this around to the other side, so what you want is to have, you see how this is going halfway through the box, a little bit more than half through the box, and there's no resistance. So with no resistance, you want it to go at least halfway to the other side of the box, right? So we got one box here and one box here. So with no resistance, see that? It's going halfway. That's what you want as a rule of thumb, okay? So if you have a really big rubber band, you can use it, you just you have to tie it off, okay? Or you can twist it and then put it on the other side. All right, but before we do that, we're going to assemble this side of the box. I find it to be easier when I do this. Assemble this side and then put this over. I don't know why, but I do, okay? It has just been easy for me. I've tried it both ways because I made 3 of these already, and I find that easy. So what you're going to do is you want to attach this to the neighboring box. But what you do not want to do is catch the rubber band in the tape. All right, so once you place it, pull your rubber band, okay? So that way you know. Okay, so remove the tape backing. you should get a nice clean placement because we've burnished everything. We've checked that everything is nice and secure. You know, everything is where it needs to be. But if you're not confident, just hold your rubber band back. Well, just do like this. See this? See how my rubber band is up here? Whoopsie. Do this. All right, and now place it. And then the other side. What you want to avoid is the rubber band getting on the tape. Okay? That's all you're trying to avoid here. So you got to take it, push it out of the way. And you can burnish. All right, so now you have this half box thing going on here. All right, see that? Now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. I like to make sure my rubber band is nice and straight. And then I bring it on over. This is going to kind of go in all sorts of different... Don't do that. Put it in here. And do the same thing. You want your rubber band nice and flat. But you can do that after you remove the tape backing. So the rubber band wants to go in the crease, okay? You can remove the tape backing and then readjust it. You don't want it in the crease. You want it just slightly in, okay? Because you want to be able to fold this nice and flat. And there you have it. Done! Done, 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 done. All right, so we've got that. Now we're going to do the same thing. So stretch it out. And then you're going to go like this. Okay? You got to hold it because it's going to do all sorts of crazy. Okay? So hold everything into place. Remove your tape backing. I find the second one to be easier than the first one. And literally, you're going to just fold it because everything is lined up beautifully for you. And then this one, fold it, remove the tape backing, and it goes right in there to form your cube, okay? Boop, right there. And you've got yourself a cube, people. You've got yourself a cube. You want to go right to the score line. And once you burnish, let it go. Woohoo! So cute. How quickly did we make this cube? Sandy, those files, Sandy. Perfection, Sandy. Love it. All right, some more tape, people. So to these pieces here, you're going to go on the side with no tape, which would be the bumpy side. And you want to use 1/8 inch tape. This is very specific. If not, use glue if you don't have 1/8 inch tape. All right, and I know I have it. Oh, here it is. Let's say I can't see it. You want to go around the frame with your 1/8 inch tape. Right around the frame. And then you want to do right here in that little 1/4 inch, that little teeny tiny flap. Or what would be a flap once you fold on your score line. I lost my, here we go. You can use 1/4 inch tape, but it's just too much trouble to get it perfectly in there. So I don't. And I've got a void here, so don't want that. Okay. So I'm going to do it to all of them so I can just go in a quick assembly line when I am getting ready to assemble. So how cute is this box and how fun is it to make? Faith loves it. Loves the box. All right, and here she always says, Mom, when you're finished with the project, can I have it? I say yes, after I record my video. She says, after you record your video? Yes, Faith. After I record my video. Oopsie, I just realized I forgot this piece. up there. So if you're not using these files, I got to clean this up. Don't forget, Kat. I got to do it before I put the acetate. If you're not using these files, this 1/4 inch side here is actually a 1/2 inch. Okay, you'll do exactly what I'm doing. You put tape, but before you fold this piece, once you put the acetate on, and before you fold it, you got to cut it down to 1/4 inch. Okie dokie. And you'll see all of that in the videos. You don't have to remember that now. I've got a teeny tiny kink in here that I've got to clean up. Hopefully I can clean it up with minimal damage. Sorry, I got quite the mess on my desk. Pretty good. Let me see. Hold on. Let me clean up my desk a little bit because I'm working myself into a teeny tiny space here, which is what I'm sure what we all do. Okay, so I've got that. It's still a little crooked, but I'll live. I will live. And then to 2 pieces, I'd like you to put tape around the perimeter of the acetate to 2 pieces only. 1, 2. These will be for your shaker element. And you want to be easy with the shaky shakies, guys. You know I'm a crazy person with the shaky shakies. I always go overboard and everything's congested in my shaker. But this one, seriously, I can't stress it enough that you have to be cheap. Use it sparingly. Okay? Do not forget, peeps. Do not forget. Again, if you don't have 1/8 inch tape, use glue. The difference is you got to wait for it to dry, but the acetate, the glue does dry and stick on the acetate. 100%. All right, so we're ready for acetate. Over here. By the way, you can make all 4 of these shaker elements if you want to. If you want to make all 4 of them shaker elements, then you need 8 pieces of acetate, not 6. I'm just doing 2 and 2. All right, so now for the shaker frames, you fold on this 1/4 inch piece here and stick it down, okay? For the photo frames. Of course, I forgot to put tape on this one. Oy. Fold on your score lines. Once again, be careful when folding on your score lines. Sometimes when you fold on your score lines, you get I don't know why it is, but you get a little wonky corner. All right? Something gets wonky. Be careful, okay? Go nice and slow. And once you see that everything's looking a-okay, then you can burnish. We don't need a wonky corner. Acetate here. So we've got our windows done, right? Just our photo windows. And now we're going to do our little shaker windows. So what's fun about these is that you can change the background. Even if you do all 4 shakers, you can absolutely put a photo in a shaker window. Why not? Oy. How annoying is that? You can absolutely do it. I have to put tape there. No, I'll just do a little glue. Because the same thing is going to happen. Okay. Hopefully it will not ooze into where it's not supposed to. Okay. So don't fold this over now. We're doing shaker. Don't fold it over. You have to put the shaky shakies before you fold it over. All right, so if we find the clear rubber bands, we're going to do a inside surprise. It'll be so cute. Sandy, I'll need another SVG file, Sandy. Thanks. Oh, no tape. The piece with no tape. All right, so I've got a few shaky shakies here from my shop. So this is an Easter one, so I'm using pastels. Yes, I have 4 colors, but I'm doing just a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit of this, a pinch of this, and a pinch of that, okay? Okay, so seriously, that is how much you want to put in there. I really want to put some more, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Okay, I'll do a little more pink. Just a little bit. I don't have any yellow, so. All right, guys, there's a technique to adding this acetate, all right? So remove the tape backing, people. So you're going to stick it down to one side, line it up with the other piece of acetate. Hopefully your hand is not shaking like a young deer. Now, before you stick it down on the other side, you want to create like a teeny tiny dome. Okay, so just push a little bit, and you'll see a little dome effect at the top and at the bottom. Teeny tiny dome, guys. That helps to create some space in your shaky shaky. If you just plop it down, it's going to be flat, and you're not going to have room. This doesn't create a ton of room. You can't put anything bulky in here, but it creates enough room that, see, you get some movement. I know I hate when I shake things and say, see, when I'm freaking shaking it at 30 miles an hour. All right, so we've got this one done. Cutie patootie. Now you put this 1/4 inch down. All right, here we go. All right, one more shaky shaky. How easy was that? Make sure you save your files, because remember, you have to convert convert the cut lines into score line, because Cricut just changes everything on you. So save them so you don't have to do that again. Okay? Special acetate technique coming your way, peeps. Special acetate technique. All right, so we stick it down on one side, and we create a little bit of a dome effect on the opposite side, and then stick everything down. Okay? All right, look at that. See, you get a little room in there. Can you hear it? I love that little sound. All right, so now 1/4 inch side down, peeps. All right, so I've got some pieces here. These are the negative pieces to the frames. So I'm just gonna use these to show you quickly, you know, for demoing. So let's remove the tape backing, guys. But I'm gonna cut out some pocket cards to put there truly. What I think is Easter's right around. I gotta buy Faith a dress. All right, my friends. So we're gonna do acetate. Shaky shaky photo window. Make sure that you know which way is the insert side. That you get it right, please. These are exactly the same size as the area you are sticking them on. So no need to think about matting. Nothing. Just stick it down evenly from top to bottom and side to side. I couldn't make it any easier for you guys. Oh yeah, I got glue there on my acetate. I don't know why I don't do this, but I always should wash my hands after the glue. All right, so opposite side, you're going to do shaky, shaky on the window side. And then you know the deal. You know the rest. And last one. I mean, these cubes have been around forever in 10 days, but changing the opportunity to change the picture or whatever you have inside on the cube is a game changer, guys. I don't think I have seen that. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I'm sure somebody will correct me. I did this 20 years ago. That's what I get. I made this 50 years ago, before paper was invented. That's what I get. Look. All right, let me put these in here so you can see your shaky shakies. Try not to shove your finger all the way in here to make adjustments, because then you're going to pull the... This is not very exciting paper, but it's just what was in the negative space, so I figured I'd use it. But look at how cute, guys. And then I'll put the eggs over here. And over here, I got all my frames cut out. Both of my eggs are upside down. Darn it. Darn it. All right, there are files to cut these pieces out also, but I cut that manually. It's super easy. So, yeah, I'm going to do that manually. Check out your frame, guys. Perfection. You know that we always have to cut our frames out. Sandy, you spoil us, baby. You spoil us, darling. You certainly spoil us. Okay, cutesy cutesy. So I'm going to put this one here. Alrighty. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I used a little too much glue, so I'm going to be careful not to get it on my acetate. Careful, Kathy. Oh, you can always flatten this. Duh. I don't know why I do things so hard. Can always flatten it, my friends. Look at how this turned out. If I tried to do that, it would have never happened. I went right in between the dot and the green for both of them. How annoying. And there. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Let me get this on here. Oh, maybe I'll use this side. Nah. I don't like it. Never mind. So a little bit of glue here. Remember, these frames are very delicate. They're 1/8 of an inch. So be careful. I speak from experience. I ripped 2 of them. Very annoying. So very, very carefully. You want to be delicate with these babies. Okay, let me go this way, and you want to make sure everything is lined up. That's what gives you a really nice looking cube. You know, your pattern paper lines up, your window add-ons line up. You know the deal. You know. Whoop, 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 whoop. Absolutely perfection, guys. And you don't get this layering on the regular cube. You really don't. Let me get some pattern paper. Nope. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the same green. Let me see if I can, if I have more. Oh. I think I can. All right, let me cut my pieces. What is this? What is this? Okay. I give you this instruction in your videos, guys, but you cut your square, then you cut it on the diagonal, like so, and then you cut again. You cut that half in half on the diagonal. When you're cutting a corner, you want to make sure you go toward the corner, not against it. Otherwise, you'll beat up your corner if your blade is not super duper 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 sharp. Okay, so to the corner, not against it. And it's easiest if you use a paper with no direction. Otherwise, you know, if you are very picky about direction and patterns and things like that, then my best advice to you is to use a paper with no direction. Otherwise, you're going to be cutting and cutting and cutting to get it absolutely perfect. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't mind that, hey, go for it. But if you want to avoid it, use a paper with no direction. All right, see how easy that was? However, you do have a cut file for this too. And I say cut file, I really mean SVG file. I'm just old school. Cricut was cut file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match the green with the green and then this one with this one. All right. All right, over here. Okay, last one on this side. All right, really cute. I love. And then the same thing on this side, following the same pattern. So using repetitive patterns is not a bad thing. Not, especially if you have a hard time mixing patterns. Using the same thing is not a bad thing. One, when you have a hard time picking patterns, and two, when you have a hard time putting patterns together, and two, if you can't make up your mind, just use the same freaking pattern you had before. That's when it's easy, and that's why I chose these two pieces, because I just didn't want to have to deal with thinking about which pattern paper I was going to put up here, because I have so many choices. All right, my friends, we are done with this baby. Press down, press down, press down. That is absolutely adorable. Obviously, you have shakers there. I'm not going to shake it because there's no point in shaking it. I loved how it kind of formed this circle here, like dancing around the butterflies. We've got our pattern paper. We've got our frames. Remember, you can change whatever is in the windows, even in the shaker part. And then we have our bumper elements. Nope, wrong way. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, this way. Duh. All right, so then we have our bumper elements. And let's put it in the envelope. How cute. Oh, remember, you can put your note in here. Where's my notes? I think this is that giant one I put in here, I cut before. You can also stick a gift card to this if you want. So that would be your note, right? I've got so many glue pieces coming off. It looks like DNA. All right, and there's that. You put it in the envelope. Oh, I forgot to line it. I will line it. It'll make everything go in a lot easier. I have to use my body for this, guys, because I need a third hand for this. Okay, there we go. Look at how cute. I did something wrong here. I folded something wrong. Oh, no, I didn't. My bad. Push it all the way in, and you have enough space to close that. So I'm using these tiny little Velcro pieces. You can use a magnet. You can use the little string, button and string closure. You can use elastic. Elastic would be cute. Where, like this, look, would be adorable. Remember when we made this project, guys? Let me show you. Oh, God, I'm going to knock everything down here. There may be an avalanche coming. Oh, God. Remember this project, guys? You can do something like this. All right. This type of closure, but with really thin. Oh, where's my charm? Ah! But with really thin elastic. You can also do a snap. If you guys still have snaps, remember we used snaps in the past. You can use a snap if you want to. Would be cute. If you did this project with me, you have a bazillion snaps. You can use your snaps. All sorts of things. Even things I'm not even mentioning now, right? I think I want to do a snap. But I don't know where my snappy thing is. But I know I have a lot of them. I just got to find them. But anyway, I have these tiny little Velcro circles. There's, oh, wrong one. See, it's the clear side and then this white side here that actually sticks to it. So I'm either going to use this, which is what I use on the Mickey one, on the Remember the Magic one, or I'll do the snap, but I want to give myself the opportunity to find the snap. I'll obviously show you which one I use ultimately. All right, look at that, guys. How beautiful. Isn't it fabulous, guys? So pretty. Here's the Remember the Magic one. If you love this paper, you can find it in my shop with the, here, see, I use the Velcro on this one. You can find it in my shop, guys, so please feel free. So you need a third hand to make sure all your bumpers are in place. Otherwise, the mechanism will not work. All right, so I'm going to leave it like that so you guys can see. And let's test it. Let's test it, test it, test it. Woo! How cute is that? And then your little note. So this is technically a card. All right. This is a paper phenomenon card. You know I'm not a card maker, so this is what you get. Let me get, I'm going to do the same pink paper if I have it. I should have it for my liner. Where is it? Because I have a few minutes, don't I? I do. Look at that. I have time to spare. Time to spare. Oh, there's no way I finished all that paper. Oh, here's a piece of it. See, this right here. Let me think. So perfect piece to make a liner. That was the piece I used to cut using my Cricut. And there you have it, my friends. Ah, stop it. There we go. What a difference with the liner, right? What a difference. I know this is Remember the Magic. I've used this so much, how can I forget? I love this paper collection. Make a few envelope surprise projects and bye everyone.